This is the star of today's show, the copycat version of Kahlua.
Ooh,
What are you doing?
do you want me to start over?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's all sticky.
We're making homemade Kahlua, and we're shooting for the color, that syrupy consistency. That's what we want. We almost had a mishap, but do you see the color and that syrupy? That's what we're trying to get to today. Homemade Kahlua. Don't miss this video. It's gonna be a great one, and especially the two cocktails at the end. My wife is gonna show you.
I ran with you through our high school halls. You're the prettiest girl there ever was. Annie, darling, you're so sweet. And I'm so glad we had the chance to meet you. Caught my eye and you held my stare. I haven't broken it yet for over 50 years. Thanks for letting me lay by.
All right, what were you gonna say? She forgot her lines again. Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a special recipe for you that's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna show you some at the very end of this, some cocktails. We are making what?
Kahlua.
Homemade Kahlua. The only recipe you need. I tell you one thing, as I was doing some of my research on this, I found a lot of videos out there that are just making this horrible. The number one ingredient in this is rum. You gotta use rum. A lot of the recipes are saying vodka. It will be okay, but if you want authentic, you want rum. Make sure you
Like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.
and
Follow us on Instagram, Howtodoneright.
all right, and when you're making Kahlua, this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some rum, whether white or dark, some sugar, instant coffee, vanilla, and the secret here is the light corn syrup. All right, like I said, one of the secrets to this is show that bottle there, hon. That's the white rum. You gotta use rum when making homemade Kahlua. But if you want a twist, you can use dark rum. That's gonna give you a little bit of a smokier flavor. Also, the instant coffee here, we've got a whole video on making extracts. You could use a coffee extract on this as well. And this, what's that?
Your homemade vanilla.
Homemade vanilla. It's over the top. But if you don't have any homemade vanilla or you just want to use regular vanilla, that's fine. But you can also use one vanilla bean for this recipe. And all you do there is that's going to take a little time to get your Kahlua up with that vanilla flavor. That's going to take about 2 to 3 months. But we're not fooling around today. We're using extract. Are you ready to get started in making this?
Sure.
Now this is good, but this is gonna be better. All right, are you ready, hon?
Ready.
Let's get started. Do you remember when we made that homemade Bailey's? We just made Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yes.
I will tell you one thing, that's one of the best recipes we've ever done on this channel. My wife is always asking to make that, but let me tell you, this is gonna be just as good. So let's get a couple ingredients there. I got 1 quart of water measured out, and we're gonna put that in our pot. And then we already measured out 2 cups of sugar. We're gonna put that in here. And then we're gonna put coffee. Now, you could brew coffee and make a very strong coffee to do this, but it's just as easy to use instant coffee. We want 3 tablespoons of that. Put that in here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that on the heat. If you want more coffee flavor, add a little extra. Kind of looks like my wife is. But that's what's fun about making Kahlua. You make it the way you want. You want less sugar, don't put as much sugar in. All right, we brought our mixture over to the stove and we got the heat on medium to medium high. What we're trying to do is bring this to a boil. So we got in here our sugar, our water, and our coffee, if you remember. And we're just gonna bring this to a boil. When it gets to a boil, we'll turn it back down to a simmer. And we wanna simmer this then for exactly 1 hour. That is one of the keys of this. We'll fast forward this part. All right, there we go. It's starting to boil. Now what we wanna do is turn this down to a simmer and be stirring this for the next hour. That's what you want. You don't want to burn your sugar at this point, but we'll just stir this every so often for the next hour. Let's just fast forward to that point. All right, now since that's simmering away, we're gonna measure out some of our ingredients. You want 1/2 cup of light corn syrup. This is gonna give us our syrupy consistency. 1/2 cup corn syrup. All right, and one of the other ingredients, you need a good rum. We're using Captain Morgan at this point, but you can use any rum. You want white rum, unless you want that flavor of a darker rum, which is gonna smell a little bit smoky. So again, this is the biggest mistake I've seen YouTubers make, not using rum. It's the #1 ingredient in Kahlua. You can see it right here, rum. Don't use vodka if you want authentic. Now, the reason we're using 2 1/4 cups of rum for this recipe is because if you have a 1 liter bottle, you can get 2 batches out of this. I'm going to show you at the end. This is just 1 batch we're making, but we'll show you how much we get out of this of Kahlua. All right, we just got our mixture off of the stove. When it's still hot, you want to add your corn syrup at this point and stir it in. Once that's done, we're going to let this cool completely to room temperature. Do not add your rum at this point. Do not add your vanilla at this point because the alcohol will just evaporate right out of this if you add your rum right now. So we'll be back in 15 to 20 minutes. Check it to make sure it's nice and cool. But we're almost there. We're making homemade Kahlua, honey.
I know, it smells amazing.
I know, that coffee, yum. All right, it's been about 15, 20 minutes. Now it's the time we can add our vanilla. We want 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Fresh vanilla works the best. If you got time to wait 2 to 3 months for that vanilla bean to get infused in there, but we got good vanilla extract. So we'll just mix that in a little bit. And then we're gonna add our rum. We've got 2 1/4 cups of rum measured out here. And we're just gonna add that again. Make sure you're not doing it when your Kahlua is hot. It will just evaporate the alcohol. So there we go. That's 1 batch of Kahlua. How's it smell? I smell it. I smell it all through the house right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna slowly now, hopefully not make a mess, and fill these bottles. But I don't know, can you see the consistency? It looks just like Kahlua. All right, here you can see, we're measuring this Kahlua out, this 1 batch recipe to show you what you get out of it. It looks like we're gonna get about 1.5 liters. And that is equivalent to 2 bottles of Kahlua, the 750 milliliter size. So if you double this batch, which is what you'll get out of your rum if you have a 1 liter bottle, you will get 4 bottles of Kahlua. And I will tell you, this homemade Kahlua tastes just as good as the Kahlua, but we think it tastes better. Now you saw us pouring the Kahlua. Do we have the same consistency with the homemade? The syrupy look? I think so. It's a winner. All right, my wife's mixing these up. We want to see if we can pick the Kahlua versus our homemade. I don't know if we can or not. They look very close to similar. Can I hold that up there?
No.
Let's go ahead and taste that one.
Ooh, drinking it straight is, woo, woo, woo.
Man, they're very close, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very close. Mm-hmm. Boy, that Kahlua is strong.
It is very strong.
I think I like ours better. But now what we're going to do, is that the Kahlua?
No, that's
that's the homemade. Yeah.
I think it's because I put some extra coffee in.
I like that one better.
I know,
This one,
I know.
So the homemade's better. We both agree to it. But now we want to do that special drink. I've been waiting for this all day. See ya, Kahlua. And we're going to use our homemade. So you ready? Mm-hmm. Let's do it. All right, it's time to make a classic White Russian. What are you putting in there?
2 ounces of vodka, each one over ice.
Oh, you gotta use these classic glasses too. Old-fashioned glasses is what you want. And there's also a Black Russian. Black Russian is the only difference is you don't put the cream. So what's that?
This is our Kahlua.
1 ounce of Kahlua in each one.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I can't believe how fragrant it is.
And then you put cream. Now you can use half and half, but I'm going all out here. We got heavy whipping cream that you're just kind of gonna drizzle on top. And that's what makes it beautiful. Look at that. That is a classic White Russian.
Very pretty.
All right, there it is, the classic White Russian. It's a beautiful drink. My wife says, I don't know, she doesn't like the cream in it. We could stir it.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
But yeah, some people describe that as ice cream, and I do get that now. But make sure you're watching our other recipe when we make what? The Tootsie Roll Cocktail?
Yeah, that's good.
With homemade root beer. What do you call this?
So after some research, we found something that sounds really good to both of us. It's called a Tootsie Roll. So it's going to be perfect with the homemade root beer because it's not going to be as carbonated. You use Kahlua.
You can use your homemade Kahlua now to make that.
The recipe did call for 2 ounces of Kahlua and 6 ounces of root beer. You can also put it over crushed ice. I think in the summertime that would be really good for the crushed ice. I just wanted it over cubed ice for this. So 2 ounces of the Kahlua. And then I'm just going to fill it up a little bit here. I'm not going to measure out my root beer. And it really does taste like a Tootsie Roll, which I was pretty impressed. You want to come taste, honey?
The Tootsie Roll Cocktail.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's amazing that it really does taste like a Tootsie Roll.
That's perfect.
I know.
Perfect. Now, if you put this Kahlua in the refrigerator, it will last for years. If you leave it out, it will last for months. So you decide how fast you're going to drink it. Until next time, make sure you're
Liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell.
Oh yeah, cheers.
We started ourselves a family. The boys, they came 1, 2, 3, and now they have little ones of their own, and half of them are halfway grown.